Hello, Tony.
Nick, how are you?
I'm very well, thank you. How you doing?
I'm terrific. I'm so excited to talk to you about this new project, Devs, on FX on Hulu. It is such a compelling and wonderfully done science fiction thriller. I'm on the edge of my seat. I saw the first two episodes, which are on Hulu, and I'm addicted. I'm already addicted to the show.
Good, that was our plan.
Just to get me addicted, no one else, right? It was just for me.
No, you and several of your friends.
I'll tell you what, we are going to start having Dev's watch parties. This show is like an onion. I mean, the more you dig into it, the more you peel, the more layers are there.
Yeah, absolutely, and it's going to get even crazier. It's going to become a very freaky onion.
I like that a lot. Was it the writing that attracted you to the project?
Yeah, I mean, the first thing was just hearing that Alex Garland was making a show and he wanted to meet me for it. I'm such a big fan of his. He's such a standalone, exquisite artist. Then I read the scripts and I said, holy cow, I can't believe I get to be a part of this. And I still feel that way. The cast, the producers, the crew, both in California, and we shot on some sound stages in London and Manchester, England. Just everybody across the board, from Alex on down, we all could tell we were working on something special, and that made us love one another. And as a happy family, we made this work of art for you with love.
Well, thank you. To be honest with you, the set for the Devs building is just amazing. Is that mostly CGI?
No.
Or is it a real practical set?
It's real. It's crazy. I mean, obviously, there's a little bit of effect going on because there's a little bit of like sci-fi magic around it. But they built it's a practical set, and even that. We called it the lift, but the sort of floating walkway elevator thing, that was all real. There was very little to no green screen or acting to tennis balls. That set was built in Manchester, England, and by Alex's longtime collaborators, who did Ex Machina and Annihilation and other films before that. And being in that, I mean, it felt like being in my first spaceship movie. I couldn't believe what a work of art that set was.
Well, and I think working on something like that informs your performance. It enhances it, obviously, rather than, as you say, acting to tennis balls.
Absolutely. It elevated all of us. It gave us, it was kind of like our church. I mean, our characters sort of worship at the altar of software and of quantum data. And so we had constructed this church to that deity, as it were. And so that gave us this sense of reverence and almost worship as we conducted our experiments and our research in the space.
What an amazing cast you're working with as well. Tell me a little bit about that, because that's also got to buoy everything up is the performances in Devs.
Yeah, I mean, across the board. And just, I mean, if you've only seen two, you have so much incredible stuff in store. To a man or woman or non-conforming other, every cast member is just absolutely top drawer. Alex is brilliant on many levels, and one of them is he writes beautifully for an ensemble. So our Sonoya Mizuno, who plays our hero, I mean, where has she been? Like she's an instant superhero. She's so good. Her acting is so good, but she's also she's an ex-ballet dancer, which is clear in her athleticism. She's incredible. Allison Pill is like a Judi Dench meets Anthony Hopkins in a young woman's body. Like she's her gravitas is so incredible, and just down the line, all of the cast were so beautiful to work with, and part of it is because we all felt so lucky to be there. Nobody came in with a big ego thinking, "Oh, I deserve to be in this great show." Instead, we all have our heads on straight enough to say, we've won the actor lottery by getting to work on this.
I think you have. Alison Pill, I'm a huge Alison Pill fan, by the way. I love her on Picard. I love her in Devs. This is going to be quite a series. And before I let you go, I've got to thank you for your years on Parks and Recreation. What a great character that was, and how much fun that was.
Well, thanks for saying that. I mean, you might as well thank me for eating bacon for 7 years, to which I will say you are more than welcome.
Well, and thank you for eating bacon for 7 years, too. Nick, it's a pleasure to talk to you. We're all going to be watching Devs on FX on Hulu. This is one of those things where I think, again, like I said at the beginning of this interview, it's going to call for watch parties. People are going to be into this. Let's hope for the next 7 or 8 years, because it's got that kind of pedigree and that kind of legs with this writing.
Well, I do think it's going to be one of those things that catches on, and people are telling their friends, you got to check this out. And it's hard to describe. It's one of those things that you say, just watch it. It's 8 episodes. Just put it on. Trust me.
Yeah, it's an experience.
It is.
Nick, thank you again for your time this morning, and as always, you do such a great job in playing both the good guy and the bad guy, even in the same character. The good and the bad are a truth that I think actors are. It's hard pressed to find that kind of writing.
Well, I sure appreciate it. Thank you for having me, Tony.
Thank you, Nick, and have a great day.
You too. Thanks.